What to play, what to play. Let's see. I don't really feel like in television games. Nah, Super Nintendo, not that either. Genesis, nah. Computer games. Now we're talking. Here's one I remember from when I was a kid. Third Grade Adventures. It's kind of an old computer game, 1997. Guess I'll have to find an old computer or something around here with which to play it on. Oh, here. This is an old computer. I'll play it on that. Something seems not quite right here. Well, what about this one? This might work. No, that doesn't seem right either. Let's see. There's got to be a computer around here somewhere that we can play things on. Ah! Perfect! This will play it. Yes, look at that. Or maybe not. If only there was a computer from the late 90s or something. No, wait. Oh, so there's where that went. Been looking for that. So, Third Grade Adventures starts us off in the Numerian rainforest, so we can rescue our uncle, Dr. Pythagoras, from Mathra, before it dumps us at the title screen and then drops us off on the difficulty selection screen. Now, I think I can handle a challenge. I mean, what else can I do with an English degree other than blow through a game meant for an 8-year-old? And we're greeted with another cutscene of the clue finders flying in after presumably being summoned by Laptrap. And I think I found our bad guy. I mean, at least it wasn't obvious as 4th Grade Adventures. I mean, seriously, look at the eyebrows for goodness sakes. How can he be anything but evil? And this animation just serves to introduce the backstory and characters. Numerians, blah blah, Mathra Trap, blah blah, Lost City with 2 key halves, yeah sure, I got it. I'm more interested in how this plane landed amongst all these trees here. But anyway, the game is divided up into 4 sections. The first 2 are Monkey Kingdom and Goo Lagoon, which you can choose from the start. It doesn't matter which one you do first, as each one has 1/2 of the key you're looking for. So I'm going to start with Monkey Kingdom, since it's all math-based, and I'd like to get that crap out of the way.
Oh, Laptrap, stop worrying so we can... Whoa! Hey!
Oh yeah, nice intro.
What's that?
First off, we meet the Monkey King.
I am Vasco de Bongo, king of the Monkeysteadors.
Yeah, cool name, bro. And we can choose our path. You'll have to visit each location in the kingdom at least once to get more animations related to the plot.
I bet you're looking for some sneezeberries.
Sneezeberries. How delightful. These are needed across the rings of fire.
The Ring of Fire!
Each location has a different math-based problem you have to complete in order to earn your sneezeberries. And why you can't go around to these plants that are obviously growing wild and pick them yourselves is beyond me. But then again, this game is trying to teach us something, so we have to play along. Once you've gotten at least 1 bunch of berries from each color, though I found at least 2 each is best, you can proceed to the Rings of Fire. The Rings of Fire consist of 5 levels of increasing difficulty, and are akin to this world's boss if this were a normal game. It's sort of like Battleship, with math and some guesswork thrown in. Teal'c down at the bottom there will give you a couple of numbers, and it's up to you to choose the operation and solve for the answer. Then Santiago flicks a berry with aim that Legolas would envy, and uncovers a letter. Each bridge will spell out a clue when completed. This is why I said that having 2 branches of each color of sneezeberries would be best, because if done perfectly, the later rings will take all of 1 branch to complete. But since you have to make an educated guess on the first berry and can lose it even if you did the operation correctly, you'll have to go back and get some more.
Try another operation.
Once you've completed all the bridges, you'll enter the cavern at the center that we saw back at the beginning. Inside, there's a crappy cave painting of a Numerian with the clues we just spent doing math to uncover written right there on the wall. right there. I feel so accomplished.
Grab the key.
Just do
and
as the
put it
clues
in
say, and the
backpack.
wall shoves out one half of the key. Boom, Monkey Kingdom done.
All right, who turned out the lights?
Trapdoor!
Whee!
We?
Toss us back out at the start, and we can proceed to the Goo Lagoon, which, when I was a kid, was always the one I preferred, with the exception of the Lost City, of course. Actually, I prefer any of them over the Monkey Kingdom. Just math. Ugh.
Look, lads, two big bugs and a little bug.
Oh, hi, Beatles reference. I'm so glad that kids in the 90s will have no clue what reference they're making here.
Who are you?
We're the Liverpudlians, bugs. We live here in the goo. Oh, goo. Oh, I miss me fresh goo. You're a dreamer, mate. Hasn't been any fresh goo since that fiendish Mathra showed up. Poisoning the goo he is.
The lagoon has the same basic principle as the Monkey Kingdom. Go around, do favors for people, collect your crap needed to proceed through the boss, and done. This time, however, you need beetle bags in assorted colors instead of sneezeberries, and instead of math-based problems, the lagoon focuses on logic and reasoning, which is why I liked it a lot more as a kid, because I hate math. It was hard for me back then, and it's still hard for me now. The lagoon has a couple of things I find interesting. The first being this Eric Idle tree here.
Hello! Would you be so kind as to get this off me?
Not really sure why he's there, but I like it. And the second thing being the lime-flavored cousin of Armus from Star Trek. And I really wonder if anybody's gonna get that reference or if I'm just a nerd.
Turn back.
Once you have your beetle bags, it's off to the falls, which do look rather impressive. I always liked the background music here as a kid, though now that I'm an adult, its short loop cycle really begins to grate on my nerves. Again, it's all logic, and a fair amount of going cross-eyed as you stare at the patterns on the wall. You have to make a path with your beetle by selecting squares that match either its color or symbol in order to get to the flower at the top. The symbols change as you go higher and you have more beetles to get to the top. The mazes can actually be pretty tricky sometimes, as you need to start with one beetle and then go over its now blank trail with another so that both can reach the top. As with the Rings of Fire, each completed level will give you a clue that is completely pointless for you to remember. I mean, really, what was even the point? Anyway, just grab your other key half and it dumps you back at the beginning again.
Whoa!
But this time, Mr. Limburger, yeah, I forgot to mention that's actually his name. Cheese joke, always a classic, is here to give you a lift to the Lost City. Where you end up instead, however, is the Jungle Canopy, which contains a very brief segment of geography puzzles. These were always really fun because they were really easy, and before you can spit, you'll be at the gates of the city. Gates open up to reveal Mathra in all his
Hold it, Joni.
sleeping
I just
glory.
thought of something.
But wait, kiddies,
It flies,
not everything
it
is
drops
as it
oil,
seems.
furrier
It's
labels,
revealed that Mr.
and
Limburger
oil
is
cans.
behind it all. He's been disguising his plane as Mathra and using the legend to cover up his animal poaching for his furrier business. And as a kid, I didn't know what furrier meant, but now I know that it means basically skinning the innocent little cuddly creatures. Isn't that delightful? So after he flies away, leaving the kids behind instead of, oh, I don't know, dumping them on the other side of this chasm with their uncle, we're tasked with finding the materials needed to construct the Mathra trap, which involves doing tasks to get something that comes in 5 different colors. Are we beginning to see a pattern here? The puzzles in the Lost City are all about science, and has some dang catchy background music. As a kid, the Lost City was probably my favorite level. I'm not entirely sure why, but I would guess that it's because the puzzles appealed more to me, and out of all the other levels in the game, this one felt more like a game, instead of a quiz. So, for the trap, we need snake magnets.
Magnets.
Right. Those. Well, anyway, they let you pick up and place the tiles at the Mathra trap so that you may free the animals on the other side of the chasm. Now, For some reason, they don't start with the bridge leading to their uncle, even though you can see from this picture that they could approach any of the chasms at any time, and instead decide to set free the various carnivorous creatures who must undoubtedly be both hungry and pissed off. I don't know, having the kids eaten too dark for a kids game? Yes, maybe.
But how do we
The
do
chasm
it?
challenges revolve around English skills, and we will have different rules for each bridge, such as antonyms, homonyms, etc. Once you've completed them all, you'll have freed the animals, freed your uncle, and completed the Mathra trap, into which Limburger falls to his gruesome death. Mwahaha!
There he goes.
Oh wait, he survives. What was it that gate thing he said these were?
The bottomless pits of doom.
I call false
I'll
advertising.
get those kids yet. They haven't heard the last of Fletcher Q. Limburger.
Well, that was Third Grade Adventures, and I think it still holds up pretty well today. The storyline is interesting. Even as a kid, I remember it holding my interest, even though I was basically doing schoolwork. The art's pretty nice, the voice acting's pretty good, the music is very good. I enjoyed that even as an adult. And overall, I think it's a very effective game as a educational tool. The Learning Company was pretty good at this kind of stuff. They made the Oregon Trail, which is even advertised on the back here. And they also made 4th, 5th, and I believe 6th grade adventures, although I only had 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 3rd being the first of the series and the first I ever owned, back in ¡97. So, I grew up with these games, so maybe they have a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for them, but I still think they hold up fairly well today. Hey everyone, I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching my video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and maybe had a little nostalgia trip of your own. Be sure to also check out my WordPress page, as I do write some articles on occasion when I want to cover a topic and there isn't enough information for a video. Though you will find my shows there as well. The link is in the description, and again, thanks.
Rising from the gloom, do you believe our humble requisition? If you're not good at addition, then we're doomed. Do you believe in monsters rising from the grave?